Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Clerk, if you'll please read the announcement and call the roll.
August 14, 2018. Please be advised this meeting is being taped for audio and video broadcast. The meeting will also be closed captioned, and it's important that everyone speak clearly into the microphones. Only one person speak at a time. Assisted listening devices are available. Mr. Burnett.
Present.
Mr. Corsello.
Here.
Mr. Sachinelli.
Here.
Ms. Smith. Here. Mr. Stern. Ms. Melendez.
Here.
Mr. Ioannidis. Mr. Dumas. Mr. Sims. Mr. Kides.
Here.
Ms. Siegelbaum. Here. Mr. Hempstead.
Here.
Mr. Sirenides. Mr. Igneri.
Here.
Mr. Livingston. 9 present.
9 present. We have a quorum. Next item on the agenda, acceptance of the minutes. First, the regular meeting of July 10th, 2018. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Igneri moves. Any discussion, any corrections, additions, deletions?
Oh, yes, I had one small correction.
Ms. Siegelbaum?
Now I lost it. Oh, yes, so on page 4, it said, due to a potential conflict of interest, Mr. Sirenides rescued himself instead of recused.
Well, maybe he did rescue himself from having to vote. So it's recused as opposed to rescued in the line underneath, motion passed unanimously. Any further corrections or deletions? Seeing none, all in favor of the minutes of July 10th, 2018 as amended? Opposed? Abstentions? 1, 2, 3 abstentions. Mr. Sachinelli, Ms. Siegelbaum, and Mr. Hempstead. Next item on the agenda is the acceptance of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 24th, 2018. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Igneri moves. Any discussion, corrections, deletions, additions? Seeing none, all in favor of the minutes of July 24th, 2018? Opposed? Abstentions? Mr. Burnett abstains. Next item on the agenda, public participation.
Susan Wallerstein.
Thanks. I'm here to speak. My name is Susan Wallerstein. I'm chair of the Arts Commission on the appointments this evening. But before that, it's been just over a year since the council approved the ordinance creating an Arts Commission. And not only are we alive and well, we're thriving. And we are so appreciative. Sometimes you write ordinances and there are words in there and you don't know how it's going to turn out. But 2 thumbs up for having encouraged us to have a representation from the council. The addition of Chris Ioannidis, who isn't here tonight. I think this is the very first meeting he's ever missed.
He's on a plane. He's on a plane.
Huh? He's on an airplane, yeah.
He's coming home.
Yeah, no, I get it. And the other, thanks to Mr. Hempstead, Emerson Stranidi, who you designated to serve on behalf of your caucus, have been really terrific additions and brought diversity to our commission, not only in age and gender, but also in that they're both musicians. So it's been great, not just the visual arts. And so when you created the ordinance, you had rollover staggered terms. And so we're here tonight, and I appreciate your approval of two outstanding people who stepped up. We haven't even really had to work that hard. We have 11 members, but we have about 60 friends of the Arts Commission who show up pretty regularly when they're available. And so this evening, you have read their resumes, but Mark Allen, who you will hopefully appoint, his key feature is you might know him from Factory Underground, a thriving business in the Wall Street area, director of marketing, and also the moving force with others behind Wall Street's First Friday, which is very cool. And Sharon Benante, also probably known to many of you as the creator of the Love All Project. And she is not only a graduate of Norwalk Public Schools, but she has 2 children in the public school system. So terrific additions to the Arts Commission. Thank you.
Well, thank you for pronouncing Sharon's last name, because I probably would have messed it up.
Steve Bartush?
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Council. I'm Steve Bartish from the Shellfish Commission. I just rise to submit into the Council's record a letter dated yesterday addressed to Eversource Energy from the Vice Chair of the Harbor Management Commission and the Chair of the Shellfish Commission to state their opposition to any encroachment upon the new visitors dock facility, and reasons in the letter speak to the future development of same, and that this expensive facility perhaps wouldn't be allowed to be maintained or enhanced. And we find that to be particularly concerning, considering the temporary nature, if you will.
If we could pause there. Oh, the other one is the Condot one? Yeah, you're not here to speak about the Condot
two separate
communications
issues.
line.
Two separate
Right.
issues.
The Eversource line is not on the agenda this evening, and we've noted the Shellfish Commission's objection, but if you could pass out the letter to us. But we're not allowed to discuss items that aren't on the agenda, and there will be an opportunity to discuss that at a later date.
Yeah, we came to submit the letter, that's all, Your Honor. Thank
Okay,
you.
great, thank you. If you could, we'll take the letter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
I'm sorry. Nancy Rosette?
Microphone's not my size. Good evening. As most of you know, I chair the Bike Walk Commission in Norwalk, and we've been working over the last 2 years to bring a bike share program to the city, somewhat like City Bike, but a bit smaller. And what we're looking to do is to solve what's called the first and last mile solutions, and that is people who use public transportation need to be able to get to the train or the bus from their house, and they need to get from the train or their bus to where it is that their ultimate destination is. So we see bike share as a way to solve that issue. We also see it as a way to promote tourism, because we can have bike share bikes at railroad stations, so people can take the train to Norwalk, pick up a bike, and tootle around Norwalk and enjoy many of the facilities that we have here. And also with a number of apartments that have been and are being built in Norwalk, we also see the bike share program as a very viable way for people who live in apartments and don't have room for their bicycles but would like to bike either before or after work or on weekends, where they could pick up a bike share bike and bike around Norwalk. So that would make renting an apartment in Norwalk more attractive to them. We are looking at initially somewhere around 200 bikes at about 20 stations. And some of you may have been reading about dockless bikes and the problems that they have caused for various municipalities. And our proposed solution is docked, so we will not have the bicycles littering our city. We are recommending P3GM. They have recently launched a very successful bike share program in New Haven and also one in Norwalk. We did issue an RFP last fall. We got 7 responses and interviewed 3 vendors and felt that P3GM was probably the best fit for Norwalk. So I urge you to authorize the mayor to sign a contract with them. Thank you.
Thank you. That's all that's signed up to address the council. Is there anybody else that has not had an opportunity to sign up that wishes to address the council? Seeing none, we'll close the public participation section. Next, we have resignations and appointments. We have 2 proposed appointments to the Arts Commission, and I would entertain a motion to for appointing them together, unless there's any objection. So the first one is Mark Allen, and the second one is Sharon Benante. Do I have a motion?
I'll move that.
Okay, Ms. Smith moves it. Any discussion?
I'd just like to speak for Mark Allen. I think his work with Factory Underground and Wall Street Theater is fantastic, bringing more music into the city. And I think that his work around the arts and as an event production manager will really be a benefit to the Arts Commission. And also, I'd like to speak for Sharon Benante, whose work with the Love All Project I think is really, really important, and she brings something really special to not just the Arts Commission, but to the city itself in terms of celebrating our diversity. And so I think she'll be a really great addition.
Great. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Carries unanimously. Congratulations. If you both come forward, the clerk will administer your oath of office.
I'm ready. Front and center. I'm going to say you, and you're going to recite your name, and then I will read the pledge or whatever you want to call it. Okay. You, raise your right hand, please. You, Mark Allen. All right, say your name. Okay. Having been appointed as a member of the Arts Commission of the City of Norwalk, do solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office according to your best skill and judgment, so help you God, or upon the pains and penalties of perjury. Congratulations.
Mark.
Congratulations. You'll sign these 2 copies, and one is yours and one is mine. There's a second one. There we go.
You can keep the second one.
You can sign it.
Congratulations.
Sure. And don't steal our pens.
Yeah. We always have to grab them and walk away from them. The city budget's kind of tight, you know.
We do have our favorite.
Now, just an announcement to the department heads that are in the room here, so they know what to expect during the next budget season. Next item on the agenda, just the mayor's remarks. On August 19th at 5 p.m., there will be an interfaith prayer service at St. Philip's School Hall. The Boy Scouts will be collaborating this year, and the host is Father D'Souza. It's always a great event. It kind of brings people of different faiths, different ethnicities together at a time when perhaps things are a little bit chaotic, and we'd like to espouse peace and talk about peace among the community and peace among the world, around the world. So if you're able to go, it's August 19th at 5 p.m. at St. Philip's School Hall behind St. Philip's Church. This year we have the Mayor's Golf Tournament at Oak Hills, scheduled for Monday, September 24th. You can sign up for your foursome on the Oak Hills website. You can sponsor a tee box or a flag. All proceeds go to the continued maintenance and improvement of this beautiful municipal course. If you're not a golfer, you can sign up for lunch only. We're trying to make the tournament something that people will look forward to. People that are golfers would appreciate this, but it's a $99 entry fee, and you get breakfast and you get lunch. And we'll have clams and oysters on the course. We'll also have a cigar gift bag. We're looking to perhaps have other kinds of stations on the course that people can enjoy with some of our local vendors. So it'll give everybody an opportunity to have a really, really good day, weather permitting, and give some of the local vendors and retailers an opportunity to show off some of their things. We had Susan Wallerstein and Nancy Rosette here. I think this council can be very, very proud of the fact that we took two committees that serve at the pleasure of the mayor and made them a standing commission, because the arts in Norwalk are so very, very important. We want to keep the arts alive. We want people to appreciate it. We want our young people to be exposed to the arts because it allows them to grow and develop to their fullest potential, allows them to get more creative and broaden their horizons. And so that's truly important. And also the Bike Walk Commission, we know that that people are starting to try to find other means of getting around their community. We're trying to develop our inner core, our urban core, and by having safe streets that people can feel comfortable walking on, that people can feel comfortable riding their bikes, whether it be to go down to the train station or even have their young children riding their bikes in the city of Norwalk. And we're also the the Bike Walk Commission has started to work with other communities, Stanford and Darien, to try to extend and try to make it a little bit more easier for people to get around. We also have we really should be proud of our young baseball players in town. We had the under-12 team go to Branson, Missouri, and they won their first game, and unfortunately they lost their second two, but they won their regionals in this area, and they went into the under-12 Cal Ripken World Series. And that's really quite remarkable that a team from Norwalk, but not only one, but we had two. We have the Revolution is still down there. They're in Texas. And they won their first round. They're going into the quarterfinals. So Norwalk is really a real special place because we have so much going on that we're getting recognition not only from our Little League teams but from our marching band. So Norwalk is really on the move. And last but not least, we have David Westmoreland here. We know by reading in the paper, and I visited the site, we have that amazing archaeological dig going on with the artifacts from Indians that used to live along the river and trade with the Dutch. It's just absolutely amazing, and I know that we are going to strongly stress that we would like to have those artifacts remain here so that Norwalkers for generations to come can enjoy them and learn the history of this great community. So thank you, David. I know you were a big part of that, so we appreciate that. So thank you very much. Having said all that, Mr. Kites.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This evening, Mr. Hempstead will be reading the consent calendar. Before we get going with that, I have a quick announcement to make. The recently newly revised South Norwood Community Center Board has required that this council appoints a member, and the majority of this council has chosen Esther Murillo to fill that position and represent us on the South Norwood Community Center Board. So that being said, I'd like to now pass it over to you, Mr. Hempstead, for the reading of tonight's consent calendar.
All right. Item 6A1, Corporation Code authorize the settlement of Michael Sylvan versus City of Norwalk. Item 6B1, resolve that sum not to exceed $5,719 be the same as hereby transferred from increased revenues to the fire department as a grant to the assistant firefighters for certification and education. Item B2, resolve that any sum not to exceed $7,500 be and the same is hereby transferred from increased revenues from the First County Bank to the Recreation Parks Department as a donation towards the 2017 Summer Concert Series. Item B3, resolve that a sum not to exceed $7,500 be this and the same is hereby transferred from increased revenues from the First County Bank to Recreation Park Department donation 2018 concert series. Item 7A1, Parks and Recreation. 1A and 1B, authorize the mayor of Ring to enter an agreement with Leukemia and the Society for the Use of Gaspasture Beach for Leukemia, Lymphoma Society's Light, the night end, to be held on Saturday, October 27, 2018, from 5 until 8 p.m., and set up to begin on Friday, October 26, 2018, at 9 a.m., and tear down no later than 9 p.m. on Saturday, October 27, 2018. If you haven't attended, that is certainly a moving event. Item B, 1B, approve the use of the showmobile by Leukemia and Lymphoma of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's Light, the night 10, be held October 27th, 2018, from 5 until 8 p.m. Item 2, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to enter an agreement with Brian McMahon High School Band Parents, Inc. for the use of Brian McMahon High School football field for the celebration of the sound, to be held Saturday, September 15th, 2018, from 3 to 10 p.m., set up to begin at 9 a.m. and turn down no later than 10 p.m. Estimated crowd is 750. Item 3, authorize the purchasing agency to issue a purchase order to CN Wood of Connecticut LLC for purchase of trackless municipal tractor, model T7 four-wheel drive, articulated municipal tractor for some not to exceed $124,630. The account is noted. We don't need, item number 4 is not necessary, my understanding, because the crowd is underneath the mandatory council approval crowd. Item E1, Planning Committee, adopt attached resolution, designate the Planning and Zoning Director as the city contact for the Sustainable Connecticut Program. Item E2, this will be amended, so make sure you make your notes. This was how it came out of the committee. Designate the Planning Committee of the Common Council to serve as a sustainability team for the purpose of complying with the Sustainable Connecticut Program, and the attached resolution to reflect that change. Item F1, Public Works, authorize the mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to send letters on.
I think you have to go back under Finance Committee. It's on,
Did I miss something?
It's on the other page.
Page 3.
Under 7B, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I flipped my page through.
Yeah,
I'll keep going. All right.
Whatever you want.
Okay. Well, I moved the item number E2. Okay, that's been finished. I'll go back. I'm sorry, I flipped the wrong page. Item B1, accept and approve the report of the Claims Committee dated July 12, 2018. Acceptance for informational purposes, a narrative on tax collections dated July 12, 2018, and the monthly tax collectors report dated June 30, 2018. Item B4, resolution, approve a special capital appropriation in the amount of $93,000, increase available funds for Perry Avenue Bridge project. The funds will be drawn from the capital fund balance. Project numbers noted. Item number 5 under finance, resolution, approve a special capital appropriation in the amount of $133,915 to increase available funds for the purchase of SCBA air packs. With the appropriate account number, the funds will be drawn from the balance in the capital fund. Item 7C1, Health, Welfare, and Public Safety, authorize the purchasing agent to issue purchase orders to Shipments Fire Equipment Company, Inc., of Waterford, Connecticut, for the purchase of SCBA breathing apparatus for a total not to exceed $493,915.00, and the account number is noted. Item D1, Land Use and Building Management, authorize Mayor Rilling to enter an agreement with amendment to Guardian Service Industries, Inc. contract for building management services to provide additional staffing for a total not to exceed $173,864 for the 2018-19. All remaining terms of the contract to remain unchanged. Item D2, technical correction of Common Council action of May 18, 2018. 7D2A by replacing Colliers International with Strategic Building Solutions, LLC, doing business as Colliers International. Okay. And authorize the mayor, Harry Rilling, to execute an agreement with Strategic Building Solutions, LLC, doing business as Colliers International, to provide commissioning services for the Ponus Ridge School additions and renovations project for a total not to exceed $80,350 with the appropriate account noted. Item D3, authorize to increase contingency allowance for Turco Golfs Inc. contract for Oak Hills Park Improvement Project for an additional $4,350 for a total of $63,967.74, and authorize Office of Building Management to issue change orders on contracts. Funds are available from the EP grant with account properly noted. Now I'm on the right page, right? All right, we did item F1, authorize the Mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to send letters on behalf of the City of Norwalk to the United States Army Corps of Engineers indicating no objection to the Connecticut Department of Transportation Section 408 permit applications for temporary and permanent relocation of Metro-North transmission and communication and signal cables under the Norwalk River related to the Walk Bridge replacement. Item F2, authorize the Mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with P3 Global Management, Inc. to operate and manage the citywide Bike and Share program at no cost to the city. Item F3, authorize the Director of Public Works to issue an advance deposit of $15,000 to Metro North Railroad for flagging and other railroad support personnel anticipated for State Project 102347, Norwalk Traffic Signal Upgrade Phase 3. Count is noted. Item 4A, authorize the Mayor, Harry Rilling, to execute an easement agreement with Silver Ledge Townhouses Association, Inc. for their ongoing inspection and maintenance of the retention galleries underneath the city right-of-way known as Carwin's Way. And B, accept Carwin's Way as a city street pending successful execution of easement agreement. Item FB, authorize the Mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with Real Term Energy for a GIS inventory survey audit of the Cobra Head streetlights in Eversource territory for a sum not to exceed $30,000. Count is noted. Number 6A, authorize the Mayor, Harry W. Rilling, to execute an agreement with Deering Construction for project number RD 2018-1, concrete curbs and sidewalks at various locations for a sum not to exceed $594,427.50. And 6B, authorize Director of Public Works to execute orders on contract with Deering Construction, Inc. for project number RD 2018-1, concrete curbs and sidewalks at various locations for a sum not to exceed $59,442.75. I move for its adoption.
Mr. Hempstead, I appreciate the speedy read. Thank you very much. Now we'll call for a vote if there are no objections.
I would like to take off a consent item 7B5.
Okay, let the record show. Okay, minus item 7B5. All in favor of approving the consent calendar as read, please raise your hand and signify yes. Looks to be unanimous. Back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Kites. Mr. Burnett, item number 7B5 is under your committee, so you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, I'd just like to point out that this is a special capital appropriation for the fire department for a very vital and important piece of apparatus. Put on my glasses here for the self-contained breathing apparatus, and I just wanted to highlight that we're supporting our fire department in getting this piece of equipment. The total price will be close to almost $500,000, but this special appropriation will allow us to use the selected vendor to get the equipment needed to keep the fire department safe so they can continue to do the outstanding job that they presently do in our city. So I just wanted to point that out.
Thank you, Mr. Burnett. Further comment? I too agree that we need to give our first responders, the police and fire department, the equipment they need to keep us safe, and they put their lives on the line every day, and they enter situations that most of us would never even dream of entering, and they do so selflessly, and they do so oftentimes protecting people, most times protecting people they've never even met. So, Chief, if you could extend our thanks to the men and women of the fire department. I like saying women now that we have one and one on the way. So, congratulations. And so any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Igneri or Mr. Hempstead?
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I hope everybody had a chance to vote. It's 8:02.